In today's video class, I'm going to do one on the theme of bloom. So we're going to learn how to root, we're going to learn how to grow, and we're going to learn how to bloom and flourish. Join me today. I'm Shannon Conwell, founder of Purple Lotus Yoga, where I help women of all ages and sizes become standout yoga teachers. For the best advice on teaching yoga and deepening your own practice, be sure to hit the bell and subscribe to get my latest uploads. For today's class, we're going to be working on the theme of bloom, just in time for spring. I want you to go ahead, if you like, and take our starting position, which is going to be child's pose. And as you're settling in and easing into your child's pose, I'm going to just give you a brief outline of what to expect in your practice today. You're going to find that the beginning and the ending is pretty general, You're going to find that the beginning and the end are pretty general postures that we practice again and again and again. And that's because I really wanted to focus our themed portion on that working part of the class. And our working portion is made up of 3 sections. In section A, we're going to be focusing on rooting or grounding. So you're going to find we're doing standing postures. But we're going to do standing postures that have forward folds to them, so can really ground in and root in with our lower body without worrying about our upper body too much. In the second working section, we're going to focus on growing. So we're still going to be doing those standing postures, really focusing on a stable lower body, grounding in, but we're going to be more upright, feeling what it's like to be in that upright stage. And then in the last section, we're going to actually do our blooming and flourishing. And that's going to be our standing postures that also are combined with chest openers or chest expansions. So in the first section, we're folding over, and in the last section, we're opening up. Hopefully you are in and comfortable now in child's, breathing deeply, knees spread wide if you need. That's actually my preference for when I do child's. It gives me a little extra space to have that belly. And then you're just reaching those arms either out in front or bringing them back behind you, whichever is more comfortable for you. Continue to hold that child's and breathe just a few more deep breaths, and then we'll bring our movement into it. In child's pose, if you put your hands back by your hips, go ahead and bring them in front and begin to add that stretch, feeling, reaching those fingertips to the edge of your mat, and also pressing back through those hips so you get that nice elongation through your spine. You may also feel that stretch on the top of your shoulders. Let's take that stretch to the side. Just lengthening now through your side body. You can let your forehead rest on the ground, or if you need a block to rest it on, that's fine too. My head is somewhat elevated because I have my microphone here, and it gets a little funky, grumbled, mumbled when I put my head all the way down. Let's inhale, take it back around to the front, stretching. Deep inhale, and when you exhale, let's swap those hands over to the other side. Getting that nice long stretch through your side body. Feel it increase with that inhale as it stretches through the skin, your muscles. All right, let's bring it back around to the front, and then we're going to shift right into that table. Taking a moment to ground and root through your knees and your hands. Inhale, belly drops, head comes up. Exhale, fold it over, coming into cat. Back and forth, working at your pace. Letting your breath guide your movement. The inhale has you rocking to cow. And the exhale has you shifting to cat. That feels really good. I'm going to do one more inhale, coming to cow. And exhale, bringing it right on up into that cat back. And then gently releasing back into that table. We're going to come to thread the needle. So reach one arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread it through. Releasing out and thread the needle back to table. Find your foundation, then other side. Lift that arm up and exhale. Thread it through to the other side. Releasing, coming back to table. Walk those hands out for puppy. So your chest is going to come down, hips are going to stay up. So this is a nice beginning stretch for when we do our chest expanding later. One more breath in puppy. And then from puppy, we're going to shift right into downward facing dog. Your knees can be soft. Heels don't have to touch the ground. We're going to just shift back and forth, walking the dog. Just easing maybe some of that tension out of the back of your legs. Movement helps to increase your circulation, lubricates your joints. Now let's do both heels together, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. One more, lifting and lowering. And remember, if this down dog gets to be too much, just take it to child's pose. We're going to shift forward, coming into plank. You can drop those knees and come all the way down. Inhaling, lifting to cobra. Another baby back bend, chest opener. Breathing deep and full. One more breath. Good, one more. And on that exhale, you're going to push back, coming into child's pose. Remembering that you can visit here anytime. It's such a great place to center and reset. All right, let's take it to down dog. And we're going to get moving on that first section of rooting. So we're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to walk those feet. Bring them all the way up to the hands. I didn't mention it earlier, but I probably should have. Since we're going to be doing a lot of forward folding and chest expanding, you might want to have your props nearby. That's just going to make everything a little bit more accessible. And it's going to have more benefit when you use those props, because those props take away where you're straining. From that forward bend, if you're ready, you can come into ragdoll, or you can just continue to have those hands onto your block. Ragdoll is going to make that forward fold a little more intense. So if you're not ready for that, if the back of your legs are screaming, ease off, use that block. Inhale and exhale. Either take your ragdoll or take your block over to one side, bringing in that twist. See if you can keep your feet evenly rooted, your weight distributed through all four corners. Good. Inhale, bring it back around. And when you're ready, inhale. And exhale, take it that twist to the other side. One more breath in that forward fold twist. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back around that front, that forward bend. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release. That felt really good. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift up halfway. So we're drawing the crown of your head toward the wall, trying to flatten out your back as much as you can. Exhale, release. One last time. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, release, take it back down. Soften those knees. Take a bend if you need. Inhale, we're going to roll it up nice and slow, coming to mountain. Unfolding those kinks in your back if you need. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold it over. Make sure your block is still there. We're going to inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, step back to that plank, and then press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. You can do this from table and have that knee on the ground. Perfectly all right. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to sweep it through. Coming into pyramid. This is another one where I really benefit from using that block. It's going to help me focus on that stretch in the back of my leg with a whole lot less tension and compression in other places of my body. And it'll be the same for you when you use that prop. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to walk it around that wide angle, forward bend. I'm taking my block with me. Hanging over. Breathing deep. I'm going to place one palm either on my block or down on the ground, wherever it's easy for you to reach. I have T-Rex arms, so a block is always better for me. And we're going to add that twist, repeating that element from just a little bit ago. Inhale. And exhale, bring it down. Switch those sides, finding that root and grounding first through your feet. You want to make sure you have as much weight being distributed to your inner soles as you do to your outer soles. That's going to help keep your ankles in line, keep you from rolling them. Let's take that twist to the other side, hand either on the floor or your block, rolling it up. Breathing deep through that little bit deeper twist than what we did earlier. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Bring it down. Find that center. And then we're going to take that pyramid to the opposite side. So taking those toes, turning them out to the skinny side of your mat. Again, using my block. Look how much nicer I'm able. Well, honestly, aesthetics don't matter. But you can look at my form and see that I'm straining a whole lot less than if I didn't have that block. So I'd be hunchy, my front leg, I'd have to be bending that knee, or I'd have to be over here, maybe overstraining or overstretching through my side. But I bring in that block, and now I can be a little easier in this shape and really focus on my breath. from pyramid, I'm going to move that block out of the way. I'm going to shift, and as best as I can, even if I have to take a knee down, I'm going to go three-legged dog with that left leg up in the sky. And toes come down to downward dog. Let's just hold there for a breath or two, noticing how much warmer, how much more length you're gaining in the back of your legs as we move through our practice. Inhale, and as you exhale, walk those hands all the way to your feet. And when you're ready, inhale, bring it up. And exhale. Pausing there in mountain. All right, we're moving from our rooting section into our growing section. So we're going to do these next handful of postures in our standing upright positions. So we're going to start with mountain and extending nice and tall, reaching long. So we did a lot of folding over. Now we're going to focus more with neutral spine. Exhaling, coming into that side stretch. Hands can be together, or you can have one hand down by your side. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale over to the other side. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back up. And from there, when you're ready, we're going to reach down, coming into chair. I've turned sideways, so you can just kind of get a profile view of chair. And really, the only thing I want you to be paying attention here is that I'm not really sticking my butt out and trying to get this big curve in my spine. I'm really trying to come neutral pelvis, flat back. That's really going to help feel your core kick in and engage. And I'm also really feeling that power and strength flowing through my thighs. Nice, deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. Let's come here to just regular mountain. I'm going to go up on the toes. We're going to try that again. I'm going to come up on the toes, just bringing in a little balance. Nice stretch for those calves. Good. And coming down. From mountain, we're going to open up to that 5-pointed star. So again, this is just our opportunity to ground and root and feel that energy and strength flowing through your lower body. Upper body's more in a neutral position. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. So now we're going to move into that last section where we're actually going to flourish and bloom. You may want to have your block nearby. It's going to help with these next section of postures. I know it certainly benefits me when I incorporate the block here. We're going to start with triangle, turning one set of toes to the short end of our mat. Arms are going to come up, and we're going to hinge forward and bring it down. Now without a block, if I want to remain open and expanding through my chest, this is about where I have to stay. However, if I grab my block and bring it in here, it just magically lengthens my arms. And I feel like triangle's just a tiny bit more accessible to me. Gaze can go up, but if that bothers your neck or makes you a little bit dizzy, you can look out or even down. One more breath here. Good. And exhale, we're going to turn toward that foot and coming to our standing splits. Don't worry if your splits are pretty or ugly. We're just getting that nice intense stretch in the back of that hamstring, back of this leg. From that standing splits, we're going to release down. And we're just going to gently roll it up. Extending, arching back, opening up that chest. Coming back into mountain. From mountain, we're going to open back up to that 5-pointed star. If you brought your block with you, I recommend you grab it before you go into your 5-pointed star, because we're going to do that whole triangle standing splits to the other side. When you're ready, turn those toes out. I'm going to use my block. And then I'm going to open up, coming into that triangle. Feeling that stretch possibly here across your low back, maybe through your inner thighs, maybe through your feet where you're still rooting and grounding. One more breath. And then we're going to exhale. Bring it down, coming into those standing splits. Good. One more breath. And let's bring it down. Very slowly roll it up. We're growing and blooming. Coming back to a place where we can reset or recenter if we need. Now we're going to move into Garland Malasana. I'm going to turn toward the front so you can see a better look at it. Garland is a nice hip stretch. It's a nice transition to get us from up to down. And Garland, it's a nice kind of flower sounding posture that works perfect when we're working with the theme of bloom. One more breath. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and come all the way down to the ground. And we're going to focus on boat. So I want to lift up nice and tall. Be as flat back as I can. Even if that means I have to hold on to the back of my thighs for some additional support. Or maybe that means I keep my feet flat on the ground. As long as you're feeling those core muscles engage without overexerting, overextending, overstraining, then you're in the version of boat that you need to be in. Let's see how it is today for me. All right, I can get the legs up and bent, but that's about as far as I'm able to maintain today. One more breath. And then we're going to exhale. Bring it down. Always enjoy. I should say these muscles here that I work on boat, they always appreciate when I come into bound angle after them. So we've transitioned from our working postures, now coming in to our deep stretches. So I'm going to do this from reverse table, but if you are feeling it today and you want to do it from reverse plank, then please feel free to practice that option. So for reverse table and reverse plank, you're going to bring those hands behind your hips. Mine works better with my fingers facing forward. If you do that and you find reverse plank or table is just not really working that way for you, you can certainly turn those fingers in the opposite direction. It's all about what works for your body. It's not about what my body does. For reverse reverse table, I'm going to open those feet up just about hips width distance apart. I'm going to take a nice deep breath. And then as I exhale, I'm going to lift up. Not only am I opening up across the chest, but you probably feel that work happening in your arms and your glutes. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, we're going to bring it down. Extend my legs, reach forward to that forward bend. Inhale, gently roll it up. And we're going to finish our floor work with cow face. So I'm going to have one leg on bottom. I'm going to have one leg on top. Now, if you want to add the arms, please feel free to go ahead and do so. But I'm going to do this more where I'm trying to keep up and my chest open, following along with that theme of blooming and opening through our chest. And if you can maintain that, you can maintain kind of that open chest, tall spine, and you still desire a little bit more intensity in your stretch, then you can begin to fold forward. However, that moment that you kind of start to go into that hanging hunch, let's bring it back. Bring it back. Roll those shoulders back. Lead with your heart. And I promise you're still getting an incredibly deep stretch through your hip area. I'm going to hold this here a few breaths. In and out. One more time. Deep breath in. Maybe hinge it forward just a little more. A couple of breaths there. One more time. If you've hinged or folded forward, go ahead, bring that back up. Slowly unravel those legs. Shake them out, maybe some windshield wipers, whatever works for you to help your body release that tension. And then we're going to go to the other side. So I'm going to have that opposite leg on bottom. Coming into that cow face, just with the lower body. If you're just really feeling it today and you want to add on those arms for cow face, you can certainly do that. But I'm encouraging this tall spine, open chest. That way you can really focus in on the stretch in your lower body without your attention being split from the stretch in your upper body too. As you feel the body relax and release, you can start to hinge forward. Remember, we hinge back that moment we start to hunch over our legs. Bloom and flourish here. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, maybe you're able to go a little deeper. Wherever you are today, that's where you need to be. No shame, no blame. Eyes on your own paper. Let's take one more breath here in that cow face. We're going to bring the upper body first. Then we're going to unravel, unknot those legs. Work out that tension again. Windshield wipers, whatever feels great for you. And then from there, whenever you're ready, we're going to take it down onto the mats for our cool down right before our final relaxation. Feet are planted, hands are down along your side. Whenever you're ready, you're going to peel those hips up. Coming back into those shoulders. If you still have your block around, this is a
Bridge pose is a great posture to bring in. You can have your low back resting on it. The beautiful thing about a block is it's got all different kinds of levels, so you can use it flat and be a little lower down. You can use it on its side, be a little higher up. You can also, I can't go that high, but you can also turn the block here on this edge, and then you've got a really deep stretch that you can take and support yourself with on that block. All right, let's roll down through the hips, coming out of bridge. Feet together, let your knees butterfly open. Just easing out any tension in your low back area. From here, we're going to bring knees together, hug them into your chest. I like a little rocking from side to side. A little massage in that low back area. And then from there, I'm going to take it into happy baby, which is always my preference when I'm doing cool down. So you'll see me practice happy baby and then waterfall. If you prefer to practice plow and shoulder stand, I invite you to do that. Neither is right or wrong. It's always based on what your body is asking from you today. What movement does it really need? What will benefit it the most? If you're in happy baby, you can come to waterfall, which is just extending your legs to the sky. And we get that inverted benefit without adding any strain to our neck or shoulders from going up into plow or shoulder stand. Deep breath in. Hopefully you feel that energy of relaxation coming over you. Maybe actually looking forward to final relaxation. I've brought my knees to my chest one more time and I'm coming to my spinal twist. You're almost there. On your next inhale, draw your knees back to your chest, coming with your back flat. Pause there in the center. And then you can take that reclined twist to the other side. Finally, bringing it back around, knees to the center, back flat on the ground. And this is your opportunity to choose whichever final relaxation position you'd like to take. You can do Shavasana, which is going to be legs and arms extended by your side. You can also do this with your knees bent. You can also have a bolster up underneath your knees. Or you can come into fetal. Or if you prefer to take your final relaxation in more of a traditional seated meditation, that is your option as well.
spend about 5 more breaths in final relaxation. So here's 5. Maybe wiggling your toes and fingers, especially if you chose Shavasana or a reclined position. 4, maybe take a nice long deep stretch through your arms, reaching your toes forward. 3, rolling over to your side. 2, pushing gently with an arm for support to easy sitting. 1, more deep breath, inhale and exhale. Letting your eyes flutter open if you had them closed. And thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today.